Hello, I'm Michelle from the Flynn Institute of Arts, and I'll be leading you in a short sequence of yoga poses that will start your morning off on a good note. And this is part of my Yoga for Stress Relief class. So to begin with, as always, we will bring our awareness to the breath. So you can do this either on the back or in a seated position. It helps to prop up your hips above your knees so that your back is able to stack up nicely without having to work too hard. And when you're ready, you can have a soft gaze or close your eyes. And we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just notice the breath at first. The sensations on the nostrils, where the breath travels. You can begin to deepen the breath, breathing all the way down to the belly, expanding up to the top of the chest, and releasing that air from the top all the way down to the bottom. 2 more breaths like this. Start to elongate the breath. And so we'll move off of our cushion and move that out of the way for now. And I should add that this is a sequence that you can do right as you wake up in the morning while you're still in bed. So we'll start this off on the back as if you were in your bed. And you'll stretch out nice and long. Can inhale your arms up overhead and stretch, feeling the full length of your body. And exhale. And then we're going to walk our hands and feet to the left side here so that you get a nice stretch in the side of the body on this right hand side. And breathe in that same breath we started with, breathing all the way down to the belly. And releasing that air from the top all the way down. And do 2 more breaths like this. And as you release the air in that last breath, we can start to walk our feet back to neutral and then over to the right hand side, feeling the stretch on the left hand side of the body. And on the release, we'll come back to neutral and then bring our arms down by the sides. And from here, we'll move into a reclined twist. So bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, tuck the pelvis, lift up the hips, shift them over to the left, coming down to rest on the right cheek, and take your pillow for 2 and place it on the right hand side of the body. And from here, we'll inhale the knees in toward the chest and exhale, allow them to cross over onto the pillow and ground your elbows, lift up the upper body to distribute the twist along the whole spine. And from here, you can either let the weight of your left shoulder open up the chest. And if you would like, you can extend the arms out to a T position and look out over to the left. Stay with the breath here. 2 more. And when you're ready on your inhale, we'll inhale the knees in toward the chest and roll onto the back. You can hug the knees and rock a bit from side to side. And then on an exhale, release the feet back to the mat. And again, we'll tuck the pelvis, lift up the hips, shift them back to center. We'll switch our pillow to the other side. And do the same pose on this side. So tuck the pelvis, lift up the hips, shift them over to the right, coming down to rest on this left cheek. Inhale the knees in toward the chest and exhale, allow them to cross over onto the pillow. Round the elbows, press in, lift up the upper body, and allow the weight of this right shoulder to weigh down toward the mattress if you're in bed. And if you'd like to add on the extension of the arms and look out over to the right, you can. And again, breathing deeply all the way down to the belly, filling up to the top. And exhaling from the top all the way down to the bottom. We'll do 2 more breaths like this. When you're ready on your inhale, we'll bring the knees in toward the chest and roll onto the back. And you can either rock a bit from side to side or back and forth, or make some circles with the knees in one direction and then the other. And exhale the feet to the mat, tuck the pelvis, lift up the hips, shift them back to center. And from here, we're going to roll over onto our side. Use the hands to bring us up to a seated position momentarily as we move on to hands and knees. So we'll begin this last pose in table position with our wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Spread your fingers out and press into the fingertips. If this is uncomfortable on your wrists at all, you're also welcome to move onto your fists. Press into the tops of your feet to take some weight off of the knees. And we'll come into a cat-cow flow. So on your inhale, we're going to lift the tail up and heart comes forward as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, you're going to arch your back all the way up, tuck the pelvis and hang the head. And we'll do 2 more like this. Inhaling and exhaling. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And from here, to come out of this, we can sink back to your heels and then come to a seated position. And at this point, you'd be ready to start your day and get out of bed. And another tip to add on to this is to take a few breaths where you elongate the inhale. So inhale, we're taking in energy, and if we have a longer inhale than an exhale, that will be very energizing for your day. So we can start to count as you breathe. So we'll inhale for 6 counts and exhale for 4. And 2 more breaths like this. So I hope you've enjoyed this short sequence that will get you ready for your day. We'll have a nice, smooth, calm day after this practice, and we'll see you back here again for our next installment of Yoga for Stress Relief.